Everybody, so this is going to be the first of many videos to come of me walking through homes and pointing out some issues that I always like to tell my clients about. When I show homes, I don't feel that my job is to point out any of the positive stuff about the home. You're going to see that. My job is more is talk to you about the area, the neighborhood, the schools, obviously the condition of the home, the surrounding area, any major issues you may have when you go to resale. I feel like that's more my job. So when I go into these homes, that's what I like to point out. Well, this home, I got a lot of things to talk about and share with you all. So we're going to start with the inside of the home first. So obviously this is going to be your main entrance here. So as you walk in, this one is a flip. With flips, you got to be real careful that it's not lipstick on a pig scenario. They're covering stuff up because when it is a flip, the sellers do not have to disclose any known issues. It's kind of a loophole. They don't have to disclose anything versus if it was an owner occupant, they would have to legally disclose. It's a little hard to tell, but you can almost see here a little bit of hump going down, right? So there's definitely some previous foundation issues going on. So when I see this in a house, I immediately start, I want to go to the outside of the house, see what the issue is. A lot of times it's gutters, waters, not waters, plural, geez, water going into the home. And sometimes it's solvable. Or it's already settled and it is what it is. So we'll definitely do the outside here, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. This would have been old wood burner here to heat the house. So you're going to see this in a lot of flips. If the home is set up where you can't really do duct work effectively, you're going to see a lot of these split units. I can just kind of call them hotel units. They do have to be in the common area, so it has to be big enough for the square footage in the common area. Now, what they've done with this house is in the bedrooms, they've also put split units in each one of the bedrooms, which is really nice. You're probably actually, as far as especially heating and cooling, right? You can almost turn that thing off at night and then just sleep and turn that thing on. You could definitely save some energy bills, in my opinion, on this situation. It's not a bad situation versus having just a central HVAC. Appliances all new. I mean, kitchen looks great. Overall, as far as the flip, it doesn't look bad at all. And then here, another bedroom. Again, you see the split unit closet. There's your electrical box. You don't really like seeing that in a bedroom, but these older homes, they update electrical. It's not uncommon. So over here, got your bathroom here. Not a whole lot going on there. Decent sized bathroom. Washer and dryer in this area as well. So really the inside of the house, they've done some builder grade material. Definitely cut some corners and just the quality. If you kind of zoom in there, you can kind of see where the quality kind of falls off a little bit. Zoomed out, you don't really see this stuff. But overall, again, for the price that it's at, it's really not a bad interior. Probably one of the top interiors that you're going to see in the price range that it's in. So I would kind of say, hey, overall, it's just the inside. It's there. Of course, there's some quirkiness and a few things that we would want an inspector to really look at. But it's pretty solid for the price. So let's talk about the exterior, right? So I pulled in nice new concrete driveway, which is nice. Concrete's always better than paved. It's more expensive. But I immediately, as soon as I pulled in here, had red flags, right? You got a big old creek right here running across and underneath there. If something happens, your culvert ever clogged up, all that water is immediately coming right through here and coming into your house. As well, you see standing water over here. So behind the house, you got train tracks. It's always a negative in real estate. So it's something I've already talked about with the client. I've already obviously pointed out things it's not for them. But I mean, this is like a little bitty little thing here. If a lot of water's coming out of there, that little bitty pipe is not going to handle all that water. That water is going to then run right into your house. Water is the number one enemy of a homeowner, in my opinion. It's causes more damage, the most expensive damage than really anything. So let's start walking around the house. Again, you see the split units here, over here the creek. This pipe here, right through there, I don't know if that's sewer, if that's something hooked up or that's something old. But again, definitely not what you would want your sewer going through or your water line going through if that's the case. Because again, heavy flood washes, breaks that thing out. You're left with your sewer flowing into there, or if that's a water line, you're left with your water line broke. Here's your foundation issues right here. You got a tree right beside. Now they've cut it down. It's a recent cut down. You got roots that eventually grow into, and roots will move concrete. It will move your block. It will cause foundation issues. This is something I see all the time that does cause mold and crawl space foundations. You got your gutter. There's no downspout pushing it away from the home. That gutter should be pushing 3 to 5 feet away, or should be pushing water 3 to 5 feet away. That water heavy rain goes right back into your foundation. That's what causes moisture in the crawl space, causes mold, causes all kinds of mess as well. As we're coming around, you're really starting to see the foundation issues, right? You got some separation there, some movement. Same thing here, all kinds of stuff they've tried to kind of patch up. I don't want to say cover up, but, you know, patch up a little bit. They've got concrete, again, going around there. This makes me think they've tried covering up some foundation concerns. Another huge tree here, again, roots. There's a root right here. That sucker's going to make its way into the foundation if it's not already in there and move it. That's why you saw the waviness in the kitchen. Here was an old tree. Again, I can just tell recent cut down, but that's roots into the foundation. There is definitely roots underneath the crawl space. At that point, here's another look at just that. You know, this is what they have that water trying to go into. It's not even working. The water is actually pulling up right there. It's not even going into there. Like, they should have literally had a big pipe, continued that underground all the way into the creek there, but they've cut corners. So again, stuff I would point out, a lot of your typical homeowners, especially this buyer was a first-time buyer, didn't know. Definitely not a great house. I would never recommend somebody to purchase this.